amazing. I just want to say I love you both. You're amazing people. I knew from the very first time that some people were trying to close the circle. I could see it from the very beginning. And I will spare Mark the roast at this time. But rest assured, Patty, you've made an awesome choice. And Mark, so have you. So congratulations.
Okay, Dan, you're on.
And I take my role as an older brother very seriously. I see myself as having had two jobs, really, as an older brother, both equally important. First job, when we were kids, was to make sure that I constantly annoyed her. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, but I think I was quite successful in that role. The second job, equally important, was, later in life, it was my job to make sure that whoever she ends up with is a good person, treats her right, and makes her happy. And like I said, I take that role very seriously. I'm prepared. I have to. And in this case, when she met Mark, we all know he does MMA and Muay Thai boxing. Nevertheless, I took my role very seriously. Like I said, I was prepared. I bring several of my friends. But I heard a lot about Mark, the way Cease did, and I'm like, okay, this guy seems alright. I'm a skeptical brother, it's my job. Eventually I met him. I said, alright, he's a nice guy. I like him, he's alright. Nice guy. But my job is to be skeptical brother. And people have accused me in the past of being a little bit overprotective. So I was skeptical. And eventually I met him a couple more times. Like, yeah, he's a real nice guy, But like I said, I'm skeptical. This Mark character, that's even his real name. And then, they were going out for a little while. Met a bunch more times, hang out with family stuff. I'm like, alright, I think I like this guy. I think I might like him. It pains me to like him. I'm supposed to be the tough brother, but you can't not like Mark. So I like him. And I noticed something at that point, and this was still pretty early on. I noticed that Patty was much happier with Mark. And I've known Pat, all her life. And I saw a distinct difference. She was much happier. I thought, well, maybe it's just me. So I asked my wife, or my mom, my sister, and they told me the same thing. So you're probably thinking right now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, you're a skeptical brother. How do you know it's not just a coincidence? He's happier for some other reason. Well, I think you're all being a little tough on you right now, but I see your point. A little rough, I see your point. So I think, okay, well, if something else is making her happy, that's eventually going to subside. Mark's still around, and she's no longer happy. We'll see it wasn't Mark. She continued to be happy. Continued. Months and years passed, she was happy. And eventually Mark proposed marriage. And then she became even happier. At this point, she can't stop crying. There you go, right there. She's crying. So, I see that Mark's a great guy. We all love Mark. He treats her right, and he's a good person. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what's my role now, right? What am I supposed to do? When we were younger, I know her. I'm happy to do that now. But it's not really my job. And, so what am I supposed to do? the thing. So it hit me. You know, it hit me. No one tells you these things what the role is supposed to be, but I figured it out. You see, Patty is entering a new family, Mark's family. And while you all have the pleasure of knowing her now, and over the last few years, I have known Patty her whole life. So it is my job, in this new stage in her life, to embarrass Patty. My sister got off to a pretty good start. So if any of you have any desire to know embarrassing things about Patty, or even better, how to embarrass Patty, come to me. I'm like a fountain of knowledge. Well, hold on. Patty always accuses me of being a diva. We all know that's not true. But in my new role to embarrass Patty, I do have one more thing to say. And that is, I've been talking about what a great guy Mark is, but I just feel like I don't have the right words to communicate what I'm trying to say. I'm much more comfortable expressing myself through dance.
With nothing much that money buys, but everything worthwhile in life. Dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly
That's your brother, Patty. That is your brother. No doubt about it.